Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Beyond the Cover. Yes, indeedy. I am so excited, you guys. Today's topic is stop telling God no and start telling Him yes. I will do your will, your way, Lord. Thy will be done. I will serve you, O Lord. That's what we need to start doing. But before we get into it, I'm gonna do this short, quick video. Video, a. Trying to hurry up and get to it so you guys don't have to wait too long. Here we go. Yes, 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 you guys. I am so excited. I don't have on a cute fancy. I'm sorry, I'm saying my daughter's business, but her business is Cute Fancy Girl. You can get her cute fancy dresses for little girls on ASEcreationswithaz.com. Yes, support my daughter and my son. His business is Classic Fresh Guys. So support. Now, those are my two entrepreneurs. I do not have on one of my more too classy boutique dresses, but sweetheart, fall is about to be here, so we are going to have our fall collection, and it's going to be such a surprise. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. But for right now, this is what it is. So don't forget about my Amore Kids Modeling Camp. Yes, that starts October the 19th. Those are for ages 7 through 12. And we will have my See Destined to Be classes as well. Those will start the same day, just at a different time. So I'm just so excited, you guys. The See Destined to Be classes are for ages 13 and older. Since the More Kids Modeling Camp is only from 7 to 12, which both of my kids are entrepreneurs, so I know what I'm doing with God. So I'm going to teach them the godly principles and how to find their gifts and how to follow God and let God direct their paths with their gifts. So that goes into this tea that I'm about to give you guys today. When I say, we're going to have some new different mugs. Everything is about to be new for the fall. We have to get into it. So I may do a whole fashion shoot. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, so let's get into it. Stop telling God no and start saying yes, telling him yes. Yes, Lord, I will do your will. Are you wondering why, it seems like, dang, I'm doing, like I told you guys, let me tell my story. Like I told you guys about my story. I had tried to work 50 million jobs. 50 million jobs. And it wasn't that I didn't know how to do the job. I was never fired for my work or anything like that. It was always, a car, my kids. And, and all I tried to do was just go to college and go to school for my kids. So I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to provide. I'm trying to do all of this for my kids. I'm trying to do this. I thought that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, Lord, help me. And when I say I thought that my will and what I thought that he wanted me to do in my life, that was the total opposite. The total opposite. I was going the opposite way. That's why I kept hitting that brick wall. I'm like, Lord, what the heck? What is going on? I'm trying to provide for these children. And just like his word says, do the birds worry about what they're going to eat? No. So why are you worried, sweetheart? He created you too. And see, I didn't understand it because I was just like, yeah, I was like, honey, I got bills. That's back in the day. See, nowadays we got bills, we got to pay bills. He pays the bills. That's what I'm telling you guys. He is paying my bills. My bills. Then there's still pandemic. We're still in a pandemic. My kids are still virtual. I'm telling you, I know this for a living fact. I'm not alone. I have my father. There's no things I have to pull or any extras. All I gotta do is be obedient and just say, Lord, your will be done. What do you want me to do today? Put what he wants me to do first. I have a hair appointment today, but I'm doing this first. I made time for this first. I have to do God's will for my life. That's the only way we can succeed and be successful, is to do God's will. He said, cast all your cares and burdens unto me. I didn't understand that either because I'm like, it's all on me. I got to do this. I got to take care of these kids. It's me, 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 me. Nobody cares about them but me. Which God, I can't care for more than these are his children first. So trust and believe he's going to take care of his children, including me, because I'm his child too. So, and he has, that's why people are like, well, your photography business is doing well. And I may be having it doing well, but I know who my provider is. So I don't worry about sales. I don't worry about likes. I don't worry about being popular or doing the most to get people to acknowledge me. I don't need any acknowledgement from any human being. All the acknowledgments that I'm seeking, that I'm looking for, that is approved, is by God. I'm like, Lord, is this okay? Because back then, maybe a couple of years ago, people didn't know me. I was worried about. I'm like, oh Lord, they're gonna think this. If I stop doing photography and start doing videos and talking about God, well, they know I always talk about God anyway. But now I can confidently talk about Him because now I'm obedient. Now I'm actually not just being a hearer of His word and not doing it. Because at one point, I thought I could just, do me and God, because he was blessing me. I mean, I'm his child and he always takes care of his child. So, I'm like, well, I'll get married. And right now, I don't know. And even when the guys would want to marry me, it's like, oh, no. But if I didn't know, they shouldn't have been in my house. None of that. So, and I'm being quite frank, honest, period, because it's no time for the fakeness. You cannot be living. They cannot be living with you if you're not married. Y'all cannot be. And I thought, well, I'll just have them in a different. No, just cut it all out. Don't be halfway in. You don't like that lukewarmness. I'm telling you for a fact. You do half, you don't do that. You want to bet? Okay, you taking away from yourself because you getting further. The more you be in sin, the further off you are from God, from hearing from God, from everything. Because you tapped into sin. You right here. First, you was right here with God. You was able to hear Him and everything. Now you done touch sin a little bit. Now you still in sin. Oh, now you done got a little bit deeper in it. Now you doing extras. Now, what we don't realize is that not only are we leading others astray that are watching us, but you lead your children astray when they are watching you. Now, you can preach the word and tell them about this wonderful, beautiful word and what God says and what He should do. But if you're not doing it and you just telling them to do it, then what? So it's important that we lead by example. We want them to do it and, oh, you better, and you're not doing this, and I'm not. I had to do it. I had to do it. You can't be out here, and I can't be out here. Period. I can't be out here acting a fool. I can, because I'm representing the Most High. He higher than I am. Like, come on now. If I want my kids to misrepresent me. And I'm not nowhere. I don't even put. I would never be in the category with God. Never. I would never even. I'm just to be in His presence is a lot. Just He's just the Almighty. So I'm not even thought of in that category. But I'm representing Him. And we can't be out here saying, "Oh, God gave me this. God laid me out and laid it on." If He didn't lay it on your heart, and you just repeating what a pastor said or what somebody else said, and it wasn't really what God told you, quit doing that. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable, period. Because you're using His name in vain. Because He did not tell you that. So if you just gonna repeat what somebody say, just say, "Oh, I was just thinking," or "I just saw this on whatever or whatever." But don't be saying, "Oh, God dropped this on me," and no, that's what you're not gonna do. And I don't care about telling you guys now. I used to be like, "Oh God, why me? Why you want me to tell these people?" But now I'm like, I don't care, because I'm more worried about my father hurting my father's feelings, because he's the one that's been there. These people with all these extra opinions that has nothing to do with me and who God said I am, I can care less. Because right now, my focus, as long as I know and He confirms it through the fruits in my life, that's all I gotta worry about is doing God's will. I told God when He told me to start doing videos, at first I was like, no, I ain't doing no videos. That's not me. I like being behind the camera. I'm not doing no video. I did not realize I was telling God no. He's telling me you need to do these videos. But since I didn't like being in front of the camera and all of this stuff, and I don't like talking, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know how people want to think, or how am I supposed to do it? He's like, why are you worried about all that? Just do it, and I'm gonna help you. Period. You focusing on too much. Do it, and I'll help you. And I mean, I see how it looks a lot of times through my kids. I'm like, just do it. But I'm gonna help you, obviously. Just do it. And that's what God is saying. Quick question. Why are you so quick to question God? Like you don't know. He predestined you before you were even born, before you was in your mother's womb. You were already predestined to do His purpose, not yours. That's why you keep hitting that brick wall, because you're trying to do your will, what you think. He said, lean not into thy own understanding, but to acknowledge God, the Lord, whom created you in all of your ways. That's everything. All of your ways. Period. And then right after He says that, He says, do not lean to your own understanding and acknowledge Him in all your ways. Then He says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Because then we'll start thinking like, well, this don't make sense, because now I'm doing what God said and now I don't have childcare. I'm telling you my story. I'm like, He told me to start the business, but now they saying I don't have childcare. Everybody in my family working, I don't have no help. Like, what kind of mess is that? Because we're supposed to get our help from Him. Like, I did not even understand that. I'm just like, what? It just seemed like everything was against me when I started. Like, what in the world? But anytime you're doing the things for God, that means that you're not doing the things of this world. Boom! I didn't even realize that. But I just knew He wanted me to start this business. So I'm like, okay, I got two babies. One is just 2 years old. My daughter was just 2 years old. My son was 5. So I'm like, what the heck? And since his birthday is in September, he wasn't even able to go to kindergarten. So I'm like, what the what? I had to fight that and still nothing. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't even get them in school. I gotta pay for all of this stuff. Lord help me. I'm like, I can't afford this if I'm just starting. Like, what is happening? But God was like, keep going, keep going. I'm like, so you got me doing photography. I was trying to do a business that I went to school for. I went to school for business management. So I need to be running my a business. I went to school for hair. I need to be running a hair business or something because that's what I went to school for. God was like, no, you love to take pictures. I'm like, yeah, but I ain't go to school for it. He's like, but that's what you're going to do because I gifted you with that talent. It's something you don't have to go to school for. It's a gift. And once I did that, I'm like, okay. So I just started practicing. And then it just started being a line. Like God started giving me customers and people were just contacting me. And I mean, it just started out, I started doing daycares. And after the daycares, the airport contacted me on LinkedIn. I didn't even know who they were. I would never have even contacted them because I'm like, I was thinking I was nobody, but to God, I'm somebody. To God, you are somebody. So it don't matter what anybody else think. These jobs that let me go, acting as if I was nothing when I'm something in God, because most of the time they see a light and they know and they hate on you. They get jealous, intimidated. I've had when I went to National College, I was intimidating the dean at Regency Beauty Institute. Now, both of these colleges in Knoxville are closed. So God became an enemy to my enemy. So that's why I know that is a true fact because neither one of them were open. So I'm just saying they did me wrong. I let it go. But look what happened. God, because I didn't even do it. I didn't even fight it. I was like, okay, whatever. But the thing that lasted was the thing that God told me to do. It did it make sense? No. But I just did it anyway. I'm like, well, this is what God told me to do. This is what I got to do. He laid it out. You just have to take the walk. Now you're gonna get hit because the devil don't want you to know. He don't want you to see that God is gonna provide. How in the world do I have two cars, one paid off? And I mean, how did one get paid off yet last year during the pandemic? First it was stolen, then it came back to me 2 weeks after it came back. While I was stuck in the house, I didn't even find it myself. Someone else, God had led someone else to find it for me. And then 2 weeks later, 2 weeks paid off. God dropped, miracle. So I know I'm not telling you nothing, no lie, because I'll be looking just like y'all. Like, what? How? People like, well, how did that just happen then? I mean, God, that all I can point at is God because I don't really know either. All I know is that I started being obedient. I started telling him yes. So stop telling God no and start telling him yes. Yes, I will do your will, Lord. Get out of that sin fast. Stop whatever you're doing. Like I always keep saying, stop it. Just stop it. Go on a fast for whatever that stronghold is. You see that? He big mad. He is big mad trying to turn off my light. You can't turn off my light. God is in me, sweetheart. Now the light blinking, but the light is in me, sweetheart. But anyways, back to what I was saying before I was really interrupted. God don't want you to continue to tell him no. Tell him yes and watch how blessed you will be with the yes, I will do your will. I refuse to tell God no. Now that I know I was telling him no in my fear when I was scared and I was like, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not getting on no video. No, I'm not even, no. Because he started me off with photography. Then all of a sudden, the Destined to Be class, helping others find who they were destined to be, trying to get them publicized led me to start my magazine because I'm like, wow, nobody wants to publish new entrepreneurs. You see that? He big mad. But look, you can still see me. I am the light. Look at God. Look at God. Let me turn on the other light. But y'all can still see me and it's pitch dark in here. Look at God. But he's mad. He is big mad. And when I say what I say, see, my life was better without the light. But anyways, he's mad because I'm telling y'all the truth. Quit telling God no. Quit telling him no in your fear. Quit thinking you're not qualified enough because God already qualified you. You don't need all of this. Now, can you go to school to enhance your gift? Yes, because I'm thinking about it. But as y'all can see, I've already been doing it for 6 years before I even decided to go to school. Now, did I want to try to go to school before all this? Yes. But God's will be done. But I'm glad this all happened because I'm going to keep this on here too because I want y'all to see. Every time y'all start doing what God told y'all to do, he mad. He big mad, but you got to keep the faith and know who God is. And he will be an enemy to your enemy, sweetheart. You are the light, sweetheart. They will be intimidated by you and what? You should be, considering who your father is. My father is the most high. There's nobody higher than my father. So, sweetheart, all I'm telling you to do today is to stop telling God no and start telling him, yes, I will do your will, your way, oh Lord. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to end it off with this video because we got some new things. You're going to go through a new transformation, become who you were predestined to be. Let's get into it. Let's go beyond the cover, internally, not externally.